There was a fire in the forest yesterday, and yeah, Nottingham Forest it was because Liverpool ran riot with their attack. But yeah, Liverpool's defense seemed a bit in shambles at times, especially when it came to dealing with throw-ins. Hello and welcome. This is another indie football podcast collaboration with LFC Ahmedabad. This is our fifth episode now, and today we are joined by Anmol and Vatsal. Hi guys, great having you here on the stream as ever.
Hello.
And
Always a
this is
pleasure.
Anmol's first appearance. So, like, I would ask the first question to Anmol. Anmol, how does it feel, man? 2 wins on the trot. Finally, Liverpool back to consecutive wins, and it's been quite some time since they have managed that feat. I think last time it was when they defeated Newcastle and Everton on the trot. I think it was. And so, how does it feel, and what are your hopes with this season going forward?
I think much needed confidence boost for the team. Especially after the Leeds game, we expected the team to go with that intensity into this game. But obviously, the defense, as you can see, was a bit shaky as it has been
Hmm.
all season. So, match wise, it was an open game, I would say. Like, even though we had a lot of possession, but we had defensive problems as well.
Right.
Overall, I think we can't base our judgment on these two games because Nottingham Forest is fighting for relegation. Leeds has been into problems since the last few games as well. So, and moving obviously Trent into midfield is a major factor for our defense being so exposed. So, I
Hmm.
think playing against better teams can be a problem because we haven't worked the system against bigger teams. So that will be a challenge because Trent obviously moves into midfield now, which exposes the right back position and Konate as well. So I
Hmm.
think we'll have to see how Klopp works that out into the next few games because we have Tottenham coming up. I think uh, next, or I think the game after that.
Yeah,
So
coming weekend, I think it is.
yeah. So
Uh,
otherwise, I think top four is I think very far from our hopes. Like
Fair
depends.
enough, fair
It all
enough.
depends on how other teams fail and perform. Because we
I
saw
think,
Newcastle beat Tottenham.
yeah. Today it was a proper bashing that they got. I mean, and Vatsal bhai, coming to you, Jota and Jota was so impressive yesterday. I mean, with the 2 goals he scored, it was like really good to see as a Liverpool fan. But again, Trent, like as Anmol bhai talked about his new role. So, like, who was the man of the match for you, and how important is Trent and Jota coming to fall at this point pivotal for Liverpool season?
Answering your first question, who was the man of the match? I'll give a completely biased answer and say that I'll go for Diogo Jota. He's my favorite Liverpool player, and obviously scoring 2 goals, regardless of
Say,
keeping the bias aside, still scoring 2 goals and like scoring 2 goals on the bounce. Now he scored twice against in the previous game as well. So yeah, I'll really pick Jota for that reason because even the goals were
hmm,
well taken. Like the first goal was a real fox in the box kind of a finish. You just expect a striker to be in good positions and you just expect them to just nod it home or tuck it in. This time he nodded it home, but you have to be there to score those goals. On from the outside it might feel like, oh, it's just a tap in with the head, but I'll say that there are methods to that madness as well. You have, as I said already, you
totally.
have to be there to score those kind of goals. And the second one was completely nicely well taken as
Yeah,
well.
second one was a
Great
very, very good shot. Not a lot of
Yeah,
strikers can do that, honestly. And
on the
though
turn.
all the
Yeah,
goals, yeah, exactly. And the control with the knee. I mean, Anmol bhai, like all the goals were from set pieces. And and Liverpool also struggled against, Nottingham's throw-ins. Now, Abhi from Beat of Football says that all three goals were, scored from set pieces. So,
Yeah.
like, do you think that is a bit of a concern, or was it like a band-aid over Liverpool not being so, fluid in attack, maybe? Or was it just, a culmination of what Liverpool actually deserved on the day?
I think if I'm not, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I've read somewhere. I think Liverpool is the team with the most goals from set pieces this season. I think.
Hmm.
Is it? Okay.
I think because lately
Mhm.
we have scored a lot of goals from sets, corners, and set pieces. But I don't think. Obviously, it is a concern because we our midfield is dead, so we have no creativity in midfield because we have no midfielders who can score goals as well. Thiago has been coming up from the bench in the last two games, who's the I think the most creative player in our mid. There's no Harvey Elliott as well. Um, with Trent coming in, a bit of creativity is there, but again it exposes the right back position. So um, to match that intensity with other teams and to open up their play, I think we need a creative midfielder.
True.
And I think this has been our problem ever since I think Klopp came in because we haven't had that creative. Obviously, we had Salah, Mane, Firmino scoring goals, so we didn't look at this whole problem.
Right.
But now, since it has been exposed so recently, now we are all focused on the midfield area. Otherwise, I think set pieces wise, we have Trent, we have Robertson, who can obviously pop in good balls. So that way we are fine. But I think we need a good creative midfielder.
Fair
You know,
enough.
because
Hmm.
lot of we have mainly struggled against teams in the bottom half who
Right.
always defend deep. And to break down those teams, we need balls. Like players like Thiago who can pass balls into the box, and we have obviously good finishers. So
Hmm.
that's I think one of the areas we have struggled so far.
Absolutely. I think talking from the point of view of Nottingham Forest, I think Nico Williams was played very, very well. And Vatsal bhai, for seeing a player who was, kind of struggled defensively for Liverpool in his, early playing days, and for someone who has really, I think, grown much better as a defender, we saw against Jota yesterday when in the first half, especially. So, how good did you feel as a Liverpool academy product doing well for another team?
Well, to be completely honest with you, I really liked Nico Williams when he was at Liverpool. The only unfortunate thing that happened to him is that he came up through the ranks at the same time as Trent Alexander Arnold. That's the only issue he had of not being able to, get secure that place in the starting 11 or in the first team. Now thinking about it, he is an excellent player and he's been doing good. He's been playing well not only for Nottingham Forest, for his national side Wales as well. So he's like having a good all round campaign. I think he was part of the World Cup squad as well. The reason
Hmm.
I think
Right.
the reason why Liverpool fans like me are missing him right now is that if we are trying to deploy Trent as a left-sided center midfielder, sorry,
Right.
right-sided
Right side.
right side
Right side.
right-sided midfielder, then you need a proper right back. And if this transition would have happened, 2 years before, 2 years ago, we might be seeing Nico Williams inculcated as a proper right back and then using Trent as a right-sided midfielder. But unfortunately, those days are gone now. But credit to Nico Williams, I guess. I think sometimes when you look how he plays, you can see he's just Trent in disguise. He just bombs up and down the pitch. He's, I
Hmm.
think, more attack minded than, let's say, Trent, because Trent is usually a kind of a creative player, while Nico Williams is always there at the right place. I think he scored a goal. I think, yes, he's obviously scored against us,
Yeah.
but I think he has had a few goals. I don't remember when, but earlier this season. So yeah, it
Yeah.
was
It was for his national side.
fascinating. Yeah, pardon?
It was for his national side, na, when he had scored a goal on his debut some time
Was
back.
it? Yeah, I
Yep.
like I have a vague memory. I don't know against who it was though. But yeah, as a Liverpool fan, you are always happy to see such
Hmm.
academic prospects prosper. But then on the other side, it also hurts you a little that he was kind of our player, but he's now performing for someone else. So it's like a double-edged sword. You are
Yeah.
happy on
Yeah.
one side, but you are disappointed on the other.
Absolutely. I mean, even when Taiwo Awoniyi got the goal against
Yeah,
Liverpool in the other match, it actually did hurt a bit because, two former Liverpool players actually scoring. And
Yeah.
I think it could anything could have happened yesterday because I think it was Brennan Johnson who missed that chance at the end when the ball hit the bar, and I think that like yesterday could have gone anyway in a lot of ways. But I'm happy Salah got the goal. Anmol bhai, what do you think? Like with Salah scoring regularly now, do you think it could actually give Liverpool that little glimmer of hope, for a Champions League place, or as you said before, do you think it's all as good as gone?
It all depends on the other teams, because like Newcastle is in mad form right now.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
Newcastle has big games coming up. Tottenham has tough fixtures. I think they have United coming up. They have Liverpool. Brighton as well has tough. They are playing, I think, Arsenal and City as well.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I think it all depends. We have to win all our games. So that's a given.
Obviously.
So we have
Right.
to win all, and all depends on how. I think Newcastle also. I think it's nailed on fourth place now. I think, but otherwise, very slim chance. So it's not in our hands, like you say.
Right, right. But still, I know we had talked about it before also, but like seeing Diogo Jota score another brace with someone who, a couple of streams back, as you had mentioned last time around, we were talking about if he should be maybe sold and like how he has, come back to fall. How
I
good
didn't
does
say
it
that.
feel to? I asked you. I know I also didn't say it. I asked you. And like what I want to ask you is that how good does it feel as a Liverpool fan seeing someone you have believed in for such a long time coming to the fore at such an important time, like at the
Yeah.
business end of the season and doing so well. Like that second goal was a work of art. How good does it feel? And do you think he should be starting over Diaz in all the remaining matches going forward? Because yesterday Diaz played really well in the 10 minutes that he was
Yeah,
participating.
that's one of the trickier questions, and I'm sure it will be,
Do
running
you
around.
like a follow-up question? Do you think he can also come in the middle with Diaz and Salah on the flanks? Like, do you think that could be an option?
See, the thing is, like I said on the previous episode as well, we have all six of our attackers fit and fine, which gives us a lot of permutation and combinations to play
Hmm.
along with. Now,
Firmino is
coming to your
injured now.
pardon?
Now for me,
Firmino is injured now.
Oh yeah, but he's
Huh,
not like
huh.
before. Yes, like before
Yeah,
today's game,
huh,
like
yeah,
yesterday's game is what I
yeah.
meant.
Huh.
But yeah, so I feel like coming back to your question, um, I think that's the question. I think will be revolving around Klopp's head as well, because yes, Nunez's movement and all of his center forward things are also really good. Jota has been going scoring goals as well. Um, I want to see an attacking three of Nunes through the Nunes on left or through the middle. I don't care where they play. I want to see an attacking three of Salah, Nunes, and Jota. I think we can give Gakpo a day off because he has been playing week in week out these days. Did he start against Wolves as well? Oh, sorry, against Nottingham Forest. I think he did, right?
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
Jota. I
it
think
was
has
it was an
started.
unchanged team, I guess. Yeah, so I
Jota
think
has started in the last 5 matches.
yeah, so I think Jota's form like you can't see him going back on the bench anytime soon. When you
Huh,
score four goals
absolutely.
in 2 games, he is nailed down to start against West Ham next time.
Right,
Salah
right.
is also nailed down to start. Why not give Nunes a game as well? Nunes has been
Nunes got
coming off.
the goal also against West Ham last time around from a
Yeah,
Simica's cross, if you remember. Yeah.
yeah. So he has got history there. Then why not
Mhm.
just why not start those three? Because I really want to. I like when the season first started, all the way back in during that Community Shield game. I had a dream of seeing Nunes, Salah, and Jota together. Back then we
Mhm.
didn't know we are going to have Gakpo. We back then we had Luis Diaz, but Luis Diaz was also a nailed down starter in that side, in that regard. So Jota was the
Mhm.
one who was being sacrificed. Unfortunately or fortunately, he got injured, so we didn't see them competing for that same spot. But yeah, I personally feel I really want to see Nunes through the middle, Jota on the left, and Salah. Jota on the left and Salah on the right. Yeah.
That is interesting, actually. So, like, as we could see, like Alexander-Arnold was playing in those crosses at will at times, so accurately. So, Anmol bhai, Abhi asks that is Trent Alexander-Arnold the main man for Klopp in the build-ups, or do you see in any other way? Because if Trent in the further coming matches, if Trent is stopped in a certain way, if the opposition are able to, force him and to not being able to play those key passes, do you think any other foray from any of the other Liverpool's players to be able to, supply the ball forward?
I think apart from Trent, only Thiago can do it. I think,
Hmm.
Yeah,
but it all depends on how Klopp lines up the whole team and what formation he plays. Also depends on who we are playing. If we are playing someone who is fighting for relegation, because now it's the end of the season, so obviously teams who are fighting for relegation will be coming up good and they'll be fighting for it. So it obviously depends on who we are playing. If we are playing someone like a mid-table team who don't have to fight for anything, um, it's good to play Trent, like, get him adjusted to the whole position and get him ready
Fair
for
enough.
the season. So otherwise, I think now since Thiago has come back from injury, he hasn't started a game. He's been coming up from the bench. We need to, start him because you know what Thiago brings to the team. And
Right.
yeah,
so I think apart from that, Trent has helped a lot in the last two games with the build-ups. 4 assists in the last 3 games, I think. Uh,
Hmm.
so I think it has benefited us massive, and you can see like what he can actually bring us when he's on top form.
yeah,
Right.
Because
Right.
this season, I think mainly because Fabinho and Trent are the only two players who have dropped down drastically, and which has
Right.
impacted their team massively.
mm,
I think
Obviously,
Henderson is also one of them, though he
yeah,
has
like
been very
because
inconsistent.
of these two players, the whole team has been affected, and the confidence has been down. So
Absolutely.
I think Trent needs to be on top form, and if you play to his strength, I think he can be a world beater, which we have
the
seen recently.
the
I
only
agree. I
good
agree.
the only good side about Trent, which can also be a bad side with bad aspect with some players, is that he doesn't have any competition at right back at the
Hmm.
moment.
I know.
Uh,
I think someone like Mazarui from Bayern who isn't playing too much could be a good option. That's what I personally feel. Because I think
yeah,
a backup for Trent is very important. I mean, I do hope Calvin Ramsey turns out to be great, but the fact is we have to get a senior player to,
exactly.
fighters. I think we have seen how well Robertson has been playing since Simicus has been brought in, and like whenever Robertson has dropped in form, Simicus has always come in. I mean, last time around against West Ham, he produced a magnificent cross for Nunez. And talking about West Ham, guys, before I wrap this up, I want final predictions for Liverpool versus West Ham. What's up? I'll come to you first. क्या लगता है? What's gonna be the
Uh,
score and who are gonna be the
ex-
scorers?
Expecting a tough game, to be honest, because West Ham have just like demolished Bournemouth today, like 4-0 or something.
4-0, yeah.
Yeah,
Um, Good form in the Conference League as well. They are in the semi-final, so they are on the up,
right, right.
and that's tad worrying seeing our current away form. But
Hmm.
you, being a Liverpool fan, I'll always back my team to win, and I'll go with we'll concede, that's for sure. 3-1,
Okay. Uh,
and all
3-1
three
it
front
is.
and all three of them to score: Nunes, Jota, and Salah if they start.
Okay, absolutely. And Anmol bhai, what do you think? What's gonna be the final score?
I think similar score, and I'll go with 3-2, same as the Nottingham Forest, because
Oh,
I think we will
fair.
concede with the form we are in and the defensive problems we have been having. But I think since we have a slight, like a glimmer of hope of top four,
Yeah,
I think we'll go for it. And 3-2 is my prediction.
Even my co-host says that a win would, really, enlighten the spirits of Liverpool fans. Abhi says it's going to be a 2-1 draw. For me, I think it's going to be a 2-0 win. I think this is the time when, Liverpool can actually do well. But yeah, let's see. It is what it is. And though I am happy that on the Liverpool FC Ahmedabad group, I have been predicting Jota's goals well.
yeah.
and
Keep them coming.
Yeah, and more than that, thank you guys for joining in.
No
It's
worries.
always great having you on board. And Anmol bhai, I hope you can join us more for our further
Definitely.
lives. And Vatsal bhai, of course, like I won't deny that we did shed a couple of tears when you said in the morning that you won't be able to come. But yeah, yes, it's great having you here on board. Thank you guys.
No
That's it
worries.
from the Indie Football
Thank you.
Podcast. Keep subscribing to LFC Ahmedabad Indie Football, their YouTube channel. Also follow them on Instagram. Please subscribe to In the Indie Football Podcast on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, and tell us in the comments what else we can do. And with last, I would like to say that Doi says that it can be an Anmol win
For
for
sure.
Liverpool. And yeah,
For sure.
that's how
Great.
we're gonna end the show.
Hope
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.